This is your daily strategic dose by Kevin Mohler.
What's up? Top of the day to you. Just got back from Singapore, as you know, and I still have a lot of travel coming up, which is exciting. It's an exciting season. Here we are, September 30th, 2024. Depending on when you're listening to this message, it's literally the last day of the third quarter of this year. And as we step into the finishing quarter of the year, I pray that you spend some time, that you evaluate where you are, where you want to be, what needs to get done, what challenges you need to solve, what problems you need to solve, what you need to make happen for the rest of the quarter, the rest of the year. Wrap up the year strong. That's how you set yourself up for a record year next year. So I'm excited about that. Probably create some more content about that here soon. But what I want to talk to you about today is future regret equals action today. What I mean by that is, instead of going through life like most people do, and they have all these different regrets, all the things that they should have done, could have done, would have done, wishing that they could go back in time and change things. Instead, of what I encourage you to do is actually spend some time thinking about what are future regrets that you can prevent from ever happening by taking action today. There are people in your life, maybe somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time because they hurt you, they betrayed you, they did something, and you haven't forgiven them because they don't deserve your forgiveness. And that's how you've dealt with it, and you've pushed it along for days, weeks, months, years, decades, potentially. I mean, if you're thinking of somebody right now, that's something that you need to really, really think through and process for your own sanity, your own self today, your own happiness today, but also to prevent some type of future regret. If there's somebody in your life that you haven't forgiven, and you would be blown away if you got a phone call that they passed away, something happened to them, an accident, a health issue, whatever, and they've actually passed away, they're no longer here, would you regret not having reached out to them and restored the relationship, whether they deserve it or not? And if the answer to that is yes, you'd be disturbed that they passed away. You'd be disturbed that you never took the opportunity to mend the relationship. You never took the opportunity to be the bigger person and to forgive somebody that maybe not even deserves your forgiveness. Then that means that's an action item you need to do today. Don't wait until you regret it in the future. If you have loved ones in your life that you haven't reached out to, maybe you've just been busy, you've been doing things, and you haven't reached out to that person in the family or that friend you haven't talked to in such a long time, then don't keep pushing that along. Take the time to reach out to them. If you have something inside of you, like a book that you wanted to write, and you're one day, someday going to write that book, if something tragic were to happen to you and you were laying in the hospital and you are no longer able to write that book, and you're literally looking at potentially the end of your life, the end of your days, would you regret not writing that book? Then if that's the case, then why not start now? Start it now. Use the regret tool, not the things that you regret in the past. That doesn't have utility. You can't go back and change things yesterday. Yesterday is already gone. We're not going to spend time dwelling on things that we could dwell on and bring up all the different potential regrets that we have today. No, that's not what we're doing. We're using regret as a tool. We're using the utility of regret, not the regression of regret. If you focus on things that you regret in the past, all you're going to do is just drag yourself in a downward trajectory. It's not going to be something that builds your life up. But if you think about the things in your future that you would regret if you didn't take action, then you need to take action. You need to write those things down, deal with those things. I can't tell you how many times I'm driving down the road and I'm like, oh man, I really need to reach out to this person. Now, I may not have a chance right that second to reach out to them, but I have an index card with me everywhere that I go, so I'm able to quickly and easily jot down a note and a reminder, and I'll write down somebody's name, and it'll stay right there until I contact that person. Because why? I don't want to have that future regret. I don't want to have regrets of people in my family that I hadn't talked to and something tragic happens and I have to live with that for the rest of my life. I don't want unforgiveness and resentfulness to be stored in my heart for years or decades with somebody that I need to just restore the relationship with, even if they don't deserve it. I don't want that regret in the future. So I'm going to deal with it now. I'm going to deal with it today. I'm going to wrestle with it today. And that's a strategy that you can use to build your life upon. And I promise you, it's going to serve you in a great way, because instead of having regret in the future, by taking action today, you'll be proud of yourself when something does happen and you said, hey, I did the right thing even when I didn't feel like it, even when I was busy. I made it happen. And you won't feel that regret, because you have done what you needed to do that you already knew you needed to do. Take this in, marinate on it. Let me know how it serves you. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure that you take a chance to do that. And share this episode with somebody who may need it. You may know somebody who needs to deal with some things just like we all do. This may be very helpful for them. Who knows? May change their life. God bless you. See you in the next one. Bye for now.
This is your Daily Strategic Dose by Kevin Moore.